This cafe latte uses high-quality coffee beans, so you can enjoy good taste of high-quality coffee beans.
Life's really one big journey, so we can only roll with emotional. Let's just keep on moving on, floating, coasting, rolling with that ever.
Mama said keep it moving, Pop said keep it proving. Hater told me I was losing, and my life was an illusion, but the ciphers and the blues and with the melody and sorrow. Motion and the violence makes the silence of tomorrow. Cause and effect, meet the pause and regret. When you lost where to step, every cause is a debt.
Hello everybody, welcome back. This is vlog number 2, and I'd first like to express my appreciation for all of you guys that watched vlog number 1 and supported and shared my videos. Thanks, Mom. Now, as you can see from these luscious green curtains, I am reporting once again from Shuili. But it has been about a week since the events of vlog number 1, and we've actually moved around quite a bit before finally coming back to Shuili today. So things have come full circle around, and we'll be in Shuili for at least a little while more before moving on once again. And so, going back to the very first day when we settled in Shuili for the first time, the very next day we took a trip to Shito, which was the destination and location of another one of the groups from our internship program. We went to Shito and also a popular Taiwan tourist attraction known as Sunlink Sea. Now, one of the first things that struck me when I went to these two places was the sheer number of tourists in the area. See, in all the places that we've been to before, like Hese, they were relatively secluded. So after spending a week in these places and going to a giant tourist attraction, I was completely blown away and just surprised by the sheer number of people that were there. Now, a really cool and unexpected surprise I got when I went to Shito was that I ended up running into my old college friend, Windsor Yang, who was there at the exact same time. This was by a complete coincidence. We didn't plan it, and I guess it just goes to show what a really small world it really is. Now, unfortunately, I was not able to take a selfie with him because we were really short on time and we had to catch our bus to Sunlink Sea. But we ended up missing the bus anyway. Now, Sunlink Sea has a lot of really amazing attractions and views, such as the hydrangea garden. But one of my favorite destinations was the waterfall, which is absolutely worth the 1 to 1.5 hours it took to walk up there. And it's just this really amazing and gorgeous view and a great place for photography when you can get away from all of the tourists that are crowding around the place. Now, there was a second attraction in Sunlink Sea that sparked a lot of excitement and conversation among our group members, as well as any of the other tourists that passed in the area. And it's just this giant, interesting monument. Like, I'll go ahead and just read what they have on the description plaque right beside it. It says, Aboriginal attaches great importance to the origin as long as the sun rises, as long as the mountain stands, as long as rivers flow to face the endless life in this sacred mission. This is the most primitive life, has his life to continue to pass. So, it's a giant penis. Yeah.
That's a penis!
Now, if you recall, the first time we visited Dongpu was during the typhoon threat. So as a result, the sky was really cloudy and barely anybody was there. This time when we went there, the weather was a little more kind to us. We could actually see the sun. And there were also a few more people around. More shops were open. And overall, it was just a bit of a different town from the very first time that we went there. Definitely a lot more welcoming. Now for Tapaja, which is up in the mountains, we also went there when the weather was a little bit more permissive. So as opposed to the first time where everything was shrouded up in fog, when we went there the second time, it was actually pretty clear and we could see a lot more of the mountain, at least for a little while, until the sun went behind the clouds started raining again, and it turned into something like a ghost town again. So the next big destination that we went to was Fenghuang, which is a place that is particularly known for its tea manufacturing. So for the next 2 days, we joined up with a group of other people and learned how exactly they manufacture tea. Right from the beginning, where you are picking the tea leaves, to the very end when you are drying them and preparing them for packaging. Now, I think tea is a pretty cool beverage, but I don't really know too much about it. So when our teacher was like, "Does anyone here enjoy drinking tea?" I'm like, "Yeah, bubble tea, Mickey D's sweet iced tea." But after taking nearly 2 entire days of experiencing and seeing the manufacturing process and every single intricate step that goes into making tea from the leaves into what it is that we drink, I feel like I have a bit more appreciation for all the work and all the blood, sweat, love, and tears that goes into each step in manufacturing this tea. Manufacturing tea is a fairly intricate and long process. Right from the beginning, where you're picking the tea leaves, they have to be a certain size. They can't be too young or too old. And you have to spend many hours drying the leaves to remove as much of the moisture from them as you can for packaging. Like, you gotta sun dry them. I think they have a really cool term called solar withering. And there are a lot of really cool machines that we have now which will tumble dry the tea leaves, press them for you. Like in the old days when they didn't have these machines, you actually had to crush the leaves by using your own foot. I'm pretty sure that really adds to the flavor, but also during this time there's a lot of downtime in the process where you're just waiting for things to happen. And I guess this is where all the great poets and philosophers get all of their ideas about life and such. Just when they're waiting for the tea leaves to dry, they're just thinking about the meaning of life. What does everything mean? Now, even the tea brewing and serving is very ritualistic and ceremonial. Like, for example, I learned that the first brew of tea is not drunken, but it's actually just used to warm all of the cups. And afterwards, the tea is poured onto the kettle, which over time will give it a really nice shiny luster coat. The second brewing of the tea is the one that is served to your friends. And you always pour and serve from right to left, and you serve yourself last, because number one, it's a courtesy to your friends. And number two, when you're pouring the tea, there's probably going to be a little bit of leaves and debris that end up collecting towards the bottom. So you generally want to save that for yourself and not serve it to the other people. So after participating in the complete manufacturing process of tea, which took almost 2 entire days, I think I have a far greater and deeper appreciation for tea. And I do have to give a special thank you and shout out to Micah, who has been the person that you've been seeing in these video clips I've been showing you. Now, they say that you can really taste the superior flavor in a tea based on the amount of love and dedication that goes into making it. And she definitely demonstrated a lot of compassion and hard work in each and every step of the tea manufacturing process. So thank you, Micah. You're a real tea master. That was supposed to be a high five. I have no idea why I did that. Now, we had 1 day off before heading back to Shuili, so we decided to go to Sun Moon Lake. Now, this is probably one of, if not the most famous attraction site in Taiwan. And generally, especially during the weekends, there are a ton of tourists. But luckily, we went on a weekday, and there was almost nobody there. Like, I went to Sun Moon Lake about a month ago when I was visiting with my relatives, and there was a ton of people, and on the lake there were a lot of boats just riding around. So this time around, it was a little bit unusual for me to barely see anybody, and almost felt too quiet in a sense. Now the people there are also really friendly. As soon as we got there, we had everyone be like, "Hey, you want to take a ride in my boat? Or come rent our bicycles." Like, they were almost too friendly for me. But Sun Moon Lake is a really, really beautiful place. You get a gorgeous view of the mountains. The lake is this really pristine blue color that's almost like the really nice photos that you see on the internet, which have probably been touched up and have the colors enhanced. Pictures in the videos that you're seeing right now have not been altered in any way, #no filter. And so you can really see just the beauty of the place. So we had enough time to rent bicycles and ride around the lake for a few hours before having to catch the final bus home. And now for the final leg of our journey, which will bring us completely up to date, is today when we came to Shuili once again. Now today we had a wood workshop where we learned how to take pieces of lumber and craft them into furniture, such as today we made a chair. Now the chairs that we made today were a little more like small stools, and all the components and crafting materials were already there on the table when we went to the workshop. So all we had to do was do a bit of sanding to smooth out the rough edges on the wood, put the pieces together, put on some tiles, and spray on this waterproof covering to give the wood this nice shiny feel. Now speaking of which, the stand that this camera is made by yours truly. We even got to do some laser carvings on it. Your ass is mine. Now in the previous vlog, I actually ended up using one of these chairs. I put this right on top of the table and used that to hold my camera. So this is a very useful chair. And actually earlier today, I was having a discussion about the usefulness of chairs with a certain someone. And as you can see, here's just one more use for the awesome chair. Now it's getting pretty late. I think right now it's 11 o'clock. So I'll probably end the vlog here. But I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in and watching. I apologize that this vlog is a little bit late. It's coming out a little bit later than I'd like, but just over the past few days, it's been really busy, really crazy. It's been really difficult for me to find a time and a location that has good lighting to just sit down, spend a solid hour or two and just record footage for you guys. So thank you guys for sharing part of your time with me. And actually, Micah just sent me a picture of the food we had in Sun Moon Lake. Those are burgers, rice burgers from the Most Burger restaurant. Legendary Instagram skills indeed. So, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. The greatest amount of support that you could give would be to share this video with someone who is interested in Taiwan or would like to learn more about the place. And yeah, so thank you very much, and I'll see you guys next time.